Anita Mendiratta is an aviation and leadership expert. Welcome to the programme. Good to see you. Europe seeing this 3.3 rise in international travels. What do you think is driving this resilience?
There are two drivers that are coming behind this resilience that are very important to the recovery of travel in Europe and internationally. Firstly, it's costs, and second, it's connectivity, because ultimately we're seeing a significant increase in the capacity of airlines in terms of seat availabilities for Europe and the number of airlines now driving people to Europe as many travel choices change, especially away from the US.
Now, we're not supposed to be flying, as you know, because it's bad for the planet, but long-haul flights to Europe from the United States and China rebounding. Why?
The rebound is covered by two reasons. Firstly, there's a significant increase in the number of Chinese airlines flying into Europe. So we're looking at between 25 and 40% growth compared to last year, which is fantastic. So it's not just the existing airlines, it's new airlines coming in. And importantly, we're seeing significant increases in terms of aircraft that are being applied that are focused more on sustainable aviation. So they're better in terms of cutting emissions, much more managing in terms of fuel, and that's increasing the affordability for flying very much for travelers, which goes right into the booking increase that we're seeing for Europe.
Now, we know we've got flat growth in so many economies throughout the world. We're all feeling a bit broke, the cost of living crisis and the rest of it. Chinese outboard tourism appears to be picking up in 2025. Why do you think that is?
The recovery of China is very much based on the fact that for almost 3 years, the Chinese borders and skies were locked because of the pandemic, and there was concern about people flying out and into China. Now that we have the world open up again to the Chinese travelers, who have always been the largest number of travelers and the greatest spenders in travels, we're seeing the economy across the world increasing. And Chinese travelers increasingly are wanting to come to Europe, which is brilliant. And it's not only because of the cultural opportunity, the nature-based destinations, the desire for increasingly rail travel around Europe. It's also the spirit of welcome. Chinese are feeling much more welcome in Europe than other parts of the world. And that goes back to traveler confidence anywhere, where people want to know that it's easy to get a visa, they're welcome in the places that they're going to, and they feel very much connected to those communities that they're visiting. So it's a real ecosystem of choice making, and the choice is coming to Europe.
Welcomes are cheap, of course. Confidence is rather harder to find. What is your outlook for 2026? The world does still seem rather uncertain, at least economically, doesn't it?
It does indeed, and also climatically. And this is where, when it comes to looking forward, leaders in the tourism industry are very much recognizing they can no longer depend on traditional travelers. Again, we're seeing a decrease in terms of travel into the U.S. and out of the U.S. And also, we're looking very much at closing of people's minds to the traditional summer season. So going to the shoulders, May and June travel, August, September, rather than the peak time of end of June into the middle of August.
Anita, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming on the programme. Anita Mendiratta, the aviation and leadership expert.